It's day 3 of the Constitutional Court's hearing the Competition Commission's case alleging that major banks colluded to manipulate the rand against the dollar. Yesterday, the court heard legal arguments in the appeal brought by the Competition Commission against the leading banks. The commission claims that 28 banks coordinated through a Bloomberg chatroom with traders allegedly fixing rand exchange rates. Now, the court will continue to hear submissions from today until Friday in this decades-long case, which has already seen 2 banks settle by admitting liability and paying penalties. We now cross live to SABC News reporter Liabo Setho, who is at the Constitutional Court in Braamfontein, to bring us the latest on this unraveling story. So, Liabo, clearly this has been a case that has been dragging for years now, with billions of rands at stake and some banks already admitting liability. Can you explain to our viewers what the key arguments are today?
Maybe perhaps let me just wrap up what happened yesterday. Is that yesterday was a day of the banks themselves who are accused of rand manipulation or rand rigging, and most of them we heard from JP Morgan, we heard from ANZ, which stands for Australia and New Zealand Banking Group, we heard from Standard Bank, we heard from First Rand, we also heard from Nedbank. Most of them poking holes in the submission of the Competition Commission and identifying things that they say it could not have happened. And there is an example of this would be ANZ, for instance, talks about that the people that are identified to have been participatory in this chat room, one was not even employed by the banks, and the other was not even working there during the time. Standard Bank, a little bit closer to home, talked about the impact that the Commission's handling of this case back then had on the share price, which dropped about 3.8% because they were refusing completely to engage with them because they wanted to know. Nedbank also talking about some of the details that's contained in their things, that they say that there was trading that happened, for instance, on the 1st of January, which is a public holiday, could not have had happened. So most of them yesterday, it was their day. We actually finished quite late yesterday because the Constitutional Court panel of judges, they really were pushing and trying to get through as many as they can. What will be happening today is that we're going to be hearing from the Commission, who's going to be responding to what the banks said yesterday. They expected to spend about 45 minutes working on that. Of course, the Competition Commission is led by Advocate Toby. And then shortly after that, we're going to hear from the 3 firms that the Competition Appeals Court said that they do have a case to answer, who are now looking to appeal that. They're each going to spend about 15 minutes making their case, and then we're also going to hear from BNP, we're also going to hear from Credit Suisse. So we do expect that today proceedings will also cover a lot of ground, but what will be interesting and a highlight definitely of today is that submission that will be made by the Competition Commission, where Advocate Toby is expected to detail the flaws, or the judges' flaws, which judges you may ask, the judges that agreed for the appeal to make at the Competition Appeals Court. So he's expected to detail where the flaws of that judgment is that has led us to where we are today, where the Competition Commission is asking the Constitutional Court behind me to overturn that decision of the Appeals Court. So we'll be keeping an eye on the proceedings, which are expected to begin by 10 o'clock this morning.